Anyway, all right, so obviously there's been rumblings about a Giannis trade. We've talked about how exciting it would be to have Giannis here.
Well, we got some clarity yesterday.
Go ahead, yeah.
And this is how it all came out. But Jimmy Haslam, friend of the program, Jimmy Haslam.
Definitely not a friend of the program.
I was waiting for you to answer.
Yeah.
Spoke at the Bucks' new head coach introductory press conference yesterday and said, we want to have clarity on this Giannis future by the draft, which is in June, so next month.
Yeah.
Either we're going to trade him before, or Giannis, you're in and you're going to sign an extension. We want clarity so we can move and operate like a franchise moving forward and make the necessary decisions with that. So Jake Fisher, who works for Mark Stein and the Steinline Substack, reported something that we had heard in the past, that at the trade deadline, the Cavs and the Bucks had a discussion about a possible Giannis trade to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And the money side of this has to even out. But essentially the trade for the Cavs was Mobley and all of their available first-round picks, which is 2 first-round picks and 2 future first-round pick swaps. So the better of 2 picks. So Mobley and 4 first-round picks for Giannis, and then you make the money work. The Cavs have to add a little more salary to get it to work with the second apron stuff. You can mix and match names however you want it, but essentially Mobley and 4 first-round picks for Giannis. That was the deal that was on the table. Would you do it now?
If you would ask me this question until I think the last few days, for the last 2 years, I would have said I couldn't agree to it fast enough. But now I would say no, and here's why.
I agree.
It's not that I don't want to trade Mobley, I do. But what I want to trade Mobley for is first-round picks. Mm-hmm. The Cavs, in my opinion, unless they dramatically turn this postseason around, if they lose this series, which I think we all think is going to happen at this point, I hate to say it because it's fun when your team is good and they make the playoffs. I think the Cavs have to start a rebuild. I think they have to blow it up and start over. I would trade it, and I'm sure I'm going to be in the minority opinion on this. I'm sure fans are going to hate this. I would trade Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. You're going to probably be stuck with James for next year, at least initially. Then he'll be miserable and you'll give him away. I think the Cavs have to. I think your run with this group is over. What are you going to do? So you're going to trade Mobley, and then you're going to try to go for it with Giannis, who's still great, but he's always hurt. And he's going to be 32 years old. And then you're going to have Donovan, and then you're going to have James. And it's a lot of sexy names, and people will get excited, and maybe LeBron will come home for his final year. Who knows? But they're not going to win in the playoffs, and we know this.
That team on paper, real quick, reminds me of the 04 Lakers when they got Karl Malone and Gary Payton past
or when that Nets put the team together with Kyrie and,
we kind of talked about it with years, bro. I told you when it comes to football, hey, listen, for this year, you're either going to play Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. Hopefully, this infrastructure is better and cool. You'll figure out what you're going to be after this year. If they lose this playoff round, the reset is not 2 years away from now. 1 year away from now. It's 2 years away from now.
At least.
So the reset is, okay, we move Evan Mobley. You go get Giannis. It's the Hail Mary. Shout out to the Project Hail Mary.
So you think they should do it?
Oh, of course.
Take one last shot.
You take one last shot, because here's the thing. You had your core 4. This is the way life cycles in NBA happen. If you can't get it done with what you got, everybody takes one last Hail Mary, and then if that doesn't work, guess what? Now you trade everything. The problem with that, and I get what you're saying, there's a little part of me that would like them to go for it one more time with Giannis. But if it doesn't work, which it probably won't,
then you're mega screwed.
Now you're really screwed. You have no players to trade.
And guess what? Then Dan Gilbert, you do what we all talked about before, and now you're trading it down to the studs.
But you're going to get more from Mobley because he's younger.
So Jackson Flickinger texted me this question yesterday, and I said, before the game, I said, if Donovan doesn't get back to being Donovan, then you can't do this. Because Donovan, before last night, the Donovan we've seen the last couple of games, plus Harden, plus Allen, plus Giannis, who, by the way, is dealing with calf injuries again. And it's 3 straight years where he hasn't finished the season healthy.
Right.
Like, that doesn't get you any closer to an actual championship. And if...
You said national championship, by the way.
Does it get you closer to an actual championship?
Oh, okay. But you said national.
It doesn't. Like,
you're
right.
Does.
Cavs couldn't win a national championship right now anyway.
Yeah, probably
So
not.
it doesn't. Now, if you had old Donovan, the Donovan we saw last night, then I would think about it. Because I think peak Donovan plus Giannis does put you in that championship conversation. You're right, though, Bull. If you make that deal, it is a one last swing Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, you're in the situation the Bucks are in right now. With an overpriced roster that's good to be a 4 or 5 seed if everyone stayed healthy if Giannis
Right.
was able to play at the level
Yeah.
for 82 games, which he wasn't, and you have no assets to get out of it.
Nothing.
You'd have no first-round picks.
Yeah.
You'd be at the mercy of the Bucks and whatever they do. You'd have to trade, at that point, James Harden. And what's his value
And trading
at this
from
age?
a position of weakness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I
Hey.
think at the end of the day, there are other trades, if you're going to blow this up, for Mobley and maybe Don if it gets
Yeah.
to that, or maybe Allen, whoever
I would
you want to talk
100%
about.
trade Donovan at the end of this.
I just think you want to get back younger than get older and try pushing even further in.
You already down the block. You already here.
I think G is probably the one who's going to be right, that's what they're going to do,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be a mistake, but who knows?
I would if they trade for Giannis,
Yeah.
I'll be right. I'll talk myself into them winning 3 championships in a row, G. Like, I'm with
Oh,
you,
yeah,
like,
100%.
like, yeah,
We will get excited,
Yeah.
but it probably won't end well,
Yeah.
like it has this year.